What is it like to be kidnapped, to be in a kidnapper's den? Uncertainty, definitely. Fear, definitely. But let's speak with someone who's been through that. Spent 50 days in captivity. We're joined on the program by Mr. Idika Ode. It's known as General Ode, a comedian and a kidnapped victim. Good morning, General Ode. You're welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. It's good to be here again.
It is good to have you. We remember on this program, morning after morning, speaking about that incident. You spent 50 days in captivity. You were kidnapped on the waterway, the Oron-Calabar waterway route. Speak to us about that experience, really.
I would say it was a very horrible experience, an unimaginable one that you won't even wish your enemy to be part of. We were just on our way to Calabar on the Oron waterway. Then suddenly we had some gunshots and a big boat collided with ours, and there was this transloading from our boat to their boat, and we're taken to, I think, into the creeks. We didn't know the places, the route, and the rest. So, but we just found ourselves somewhere after about 40 minutes drive, and the ordeal began. So it was a terrible place to be. As a matter of fact, I think I stayed the longest there, 50 days. Others left before me. And it was a result of maybe they thought I was a very big personality, and the fact that I carried my uniforms as a general. You remember the last time I was here, I was fully dressed in my regalia. And this time around, I'll see what that regalia did, and I'm just trying to not to put it on as often as possible. I think those things played out. They thought I was a military personnel, not only me, with my personal assistant, who were part of the 24 persons that were kidnapped on the 18th of April, 2025. His name is Inspector on Fund. So when they saw our uniforms, they saw Inspector, they saw Generals, they said, wow, finally we've caught these military men that normally trouble us. And they had to give us some kind of drastic drilling, beating, thinking we were military personnel. But thanks to our phones and our social media handles, after profiling, did profiling for us. And, you know, they had to check us. But that was after like a week or two, and I discovered that, okay, these guys are comedians. They are not military personnel. These guys are well structured. They have hierarchy, they have departments, they have media, they have welfare, they have engineers, they have directors. It's a structured organization. They even study the news after an operation to know how, what the media is saying, you know, stuff like that. So it was a terrible place. We went through hunger, went through, you know, taste, starvation of all kinds, beating, you know, drilling. But we thank God after 50 days, God saw us through.
You know, listening to your story, it's just difficult to imagine what you had to go through for 50 days. As Kayode said, uncertainty, you're not sure whether you're going to come out of this or you're going to come out alive, come out in one piece. So walk us through some of the things you noticed. Okay, how long were you blindfolded before you got to the destination? When you finally got, what kind of environment was it that they were operating from? The reason why this question is important is that security agencies will say, we know where they are, but because of the civilian element, of course, everybody there is a civilian, because of the victims that have been kidnapped, the persons that have been taken hostage, there's limited amount of force we can use. And we have all these satellites and all this technology. So walk us through what you saw.
Okay, from when they kidnapped us, I think they drove up to 40 minutes into the creek. It was a creek they took us to, and you know these fishing tents or platforms that these kidnappers, these fishermen make. That was the place. It was just like that. We had a platform where we walk on, and just some shade that will protect us from the sun and rain. But those places had holes, so when the rain is falling, you definitely, drop on you. Rain will drench you very well. So that's how the place works. And we were not blindfolded. What they did was they never allowed us to raise up our faces anytime they come around. With 24 of us, we always look down when we see them coming or they are talking to us. We always look down. You are not permitted to look at their faces. A few times, some of us raised up our faces to look at them. We were pumped. By pumping, it's like slap. You close your eyes, you pump your jaw, and they just blindfold you with a heavy slap, or they just drill you. They lie you down and drill you with a machete. So they were not allowed to look at their faces. And we discovered that where we were, though the network was not too strong, they were still making calls there. But if they want to make calls for ransom and stuff like that, they take us out to where the network is stronger. And these guys, they play music loud. They shoot guns. The place is like a community. Not as if they are even afraid of anything. They just live their life there. Some have their families there. Their children are there, and they just treat us as if we are commodities or just something they bought. So the things we saw there are very, very terrible. Very, very terrible. Those guys are just mean and are just wicked. I wouldn't know what else to call them, but we went through a lot.
I don't know if you're still going through some sort of therapy for PTSD, because that was trauma. I mean, some people cannot stay away from their homes for just one day, maybe in a camp environment, where things are still certain. You have a tent at least, but you don't have your bed, you don't have access to the bathroom and all of that. So one day is a stretch for some people. I mean, some can endure 1 week. In, again, certain circumstances, I mean, there's certainty for camping, but you spend 50 days in that kind of environment, not 1 week, not 2 weeks, 50 days. So I want to imagine that you are going through, you've gone through some sort of therapy to help you with this, because I can't imagine just what you went through for those days. But, we just came off a conversation around, kidnapping for ransom, what is demanded. I was looking through the data, and I saw for Akwa Ibom and Cross River, because I understand that there's a dispute as to where this kidnapping happened. Is it in Akwa Ibom or Cross River? But there are incidents time and again, kidnapping incidents, and monies demanded. So what was your own ransom process like? What was demanded, if you're able to share, and what was paid?
What was demanded at first was 100 million. And when they mentioned the 100 million, I was like, if my family has 100 million, best I take care of themselves. Let me just be here. They demanded the 100 million. Then at some point they brought it to 80 million, and they were still dragging the whole thing. It was when I came out, I now discovered that because my own case, I was not, they were not allowing me to contact my family as often as others. I think I spoke to my wife just twice, 1 week into the kidnappers then, and the week I was about to be released. In fact, the day we were about to be released, that was when I spoke with them. And there was this fear if I was dead, if they killed me, because there was no communication. These guys just put me by the side and demanding for this money. But it was when I came out and I discovered, they had paid some amount of money. I think they made 2 installments. The first one was, I think, 3 point something million. And then when that was paid, they didn't release me. They still told my family that they needed more. And then they had to look for more money to add up, and the total amount was close to 8 million naira, plus the monies that, some security agencies collected for tracking of the phone number. At some point, I think the first ransom, my family was working with the security agencies to see how I can be released. But the kidnappers told them that because you are involved with these security agencies, you are going to pay more involving yourself with them. So that is how the second demand now came, that say they use the other one for feeding, for medication, for in fact, they didn't do that to us. We're not treated, we're not fed very well. In fact, we ate once a week. The rest of the days, you look for water, salt water, you drink water in their diesel rubber, fuel rubber, you drink just to quench thirst, stuff like that. They give you a little cup of gari for over maybe 12 people or 8 people. We take gari in spoons. If you take 5 spoons, you're okay, because that's the amount that can go around. So when they said they were feeding us, that's where the first money went. I was like, they didn't give us anything. I came back looking, worn out, skinny, and all those. So they paid close to 8 million, and it was paid twice. So that was what happened.
My brother, I must say, grateful that you are alive, you are handling it so well. I imagine you have a lot of, just on the lighter note, you have a lot of materials now for your sets. I don't know if that's something.
Plenty materials, so materials full everywhere.
And honestly, I don't know when your next show is.
Some people don't know that.
So, go ahead, please.
Hello? As it is now, some people don't know that I'm now a senior citizen and member of the Nigerian Society of Kidnappers. So I am working hard to gather people's experiences. And I used to tell people that I'm the officer that joined the force by force. But currently, I'm the officer that was trained by kidnappers by force.
I love your spirit in spite of what you went through. And I think that this should be something bigger for you. I don't know when your next show is, but it has to be sold out. It has to be across even cities and hopefully countries. Because what you went through, nobody should go through it. But again, you're able to turn that sad experience into something good. Yeah. General Ode, thank you for your time. We could go on and on with this conversation, but we're grateful that you're able to speak with us on this, and wish you the very best. We hope to have you again sometime soon, speak about your craft and celebrate you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Have a great day.